Fanatics View, we are here with Vernon Wells. Vernon, how are you today? Big day in Texas baseball. It's good to see you. How are you today?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. It's an honor to be here and celebrate Michael.
Do you ever think of because Michael was drafted by the Blue Jays? You obviously played extensively with the Blue Jays. Do you ever think about how potentially you guys almost played together? Do you ever think about that?
Oh, too many times. It was one of the, let's put it this way, it was one of the best trades the Rangers ever made. I won't say anything about the trade that the Blue Jays made, but we got drafted together in '97, played our first 2.5 years in the minor leagues together, and then he got traded. And obviously, it was a huge blessing for this organization to get him and the impact that he had here.
So it's interesting how just you from here ended up Toronto, and then he ended up Texas. An interesting dynamic, as well. What are some of your fondest memories as a Blue Jay as well?
With Michael,
Oh, just in general.
in general, I mean, when you get drafted, it's a big deal, and to have someone who you've never met and immediately have a relationship with, like I did with Michael, it helped me kind of get my feet planted in the ground with the Blue Jays. And then from that point on, it's a whirlwind. Like it's a dream come true, and it's a grind. It's everything at the same time. And I was fortunate enough to play 10 years in the big leagues with the Blue Jays. Got to hit in front of Carlos Delgado and watch him hit 4 home runs in a game. Play with the manager of the Rangers now, Chris Woodward, and develop relationships of just different natures. And it's a crazy game, and it allows you to make relationships that you never thought would ever happen, and they last. And you can tell by the amount of guys that are here for Michael's celebration.
And as well, you're also a teammate of the late Doc Halladay. How did you feel about just him going into the Hall, obviously posthumously, and was that special for you to see?
It was. I mean, you knew it was going to happen. He was the best pitcher in the game at that time. No matter who you ask, no matter who you talk to, every hitter who doesn't like to admit it would admit it. Just how good Doc was. And it's unfortunate that he wasn't able to be there to celebrate it. But his name, it struck fear in hitters. And I had the privilege of playing behind him and watching him from center field and just watching him dissect guys left and right and pick them apart. And there's a reason why he's a Hall of Famer.
For sure. And I was recently on your baseball reference page. You had some monstrous years. Do you feel that in a way you never got your just due to some degree, and people don't factor in how injuries, took away some of your prime?
Well, I don't think. I don't pay any attention to it. Like I got to play a game for a living, and with playing well comes a lot of money. With money comes scrutiny, and people focus on dollar signs as opposed to anything else. And Michael can speak to this. Of you play through stuff. You don't make excuses. You pull a hamstring, you hurt something, you want to play through it. And as fans, you don't know it because guys are hard-headed. They don't want to tell you if something's bothering them. But whatever might just do or whatever it was, I never paid attention to it. I got a chance to play a game for a long time. Didn't have to grow up, and was retired, and that was it.
Absolutely. In the same token, do you feel that baseball's just so tough? Like you have guys that are on the Hall of Fame ballot that are legends, and they're often the first. Like even Carlos Delgado was often in the first voting period. And Michael Young, you look at Michael Young, he's potentially the greatest Texas Ranger of all time. Not a lot of I don't know if baseball writers will even consider him as a Hall of Famer. Do you think Michael's gets his just due in his own regard as well?
Well, I think he does. I think the organization understands how his impact was here. and that's for him. That's all that matters. When you look at the Hall of Fame, it's numbers that stand out amongst everyone, and it's a lot of sacrifice that takes place of being in the league that long and being that successful. And those that are in it, there's a reason because of it.
Last one for you, get you out of here. A lot of Blue Jays hype right now for these young prospects, Bo and Vlad. Have you got a chance to see these guys? What do you think so far? Is Vlad living up to the hype?
Amazingly, he is. In this day and age, when there's media outlets everywhere, and the coverage that he got, I can compare it a little bit to Mike Trout when Trout got to the big leagues, because I was there. But it's even still more. It's just because the outreach is ridiculous now. But he's handled it well. And when you look at just the big league sons that are on that team, and Bichette and Bijou, I mean, it's impressive, and the future's bright. You got some young arms coming too, so it'll be fun. I hope the fans can embrace these kids and understand that there's going to be some difficult times, but the future's bright and it's going to be fun to watch.
Sorry, actually, last one to you. I just wanted to let the people know what you've been up to. I believe you're in the winery business. What else are you up to post-career?
I started a production company like 10 years ago in Toronto. Now we have an office in Toronto and still in an office in LA. Opened up a winery. Our first venture was 2012 Cab. So it's then we're professional volunteers after that at our kids' school. So we're busy.
Awesome. Thank you, Vernon Wells. Appreciate it.